Yeah, good evening. We had a political affairs committee meeting with various tribal hosts, mass-based civil society organizations, and other relevant organizations and associations with our PCCs also, headed by our Chief Minister, our Council of Ministers. Our two MPs were also there, and representatives from all mass-based organizations were there. It is in connection with our ongoing dialogues and our political issue with the government of India. As you are all aware, it's been quite some time since we have been not able to engage with people, stakeholders. The government, after the PSC has been formed, felt it necessary to engage into this kind of consultations. First, because our approach to the problem this time is from the people's angle. All the while, in the previous governments too, PSCs have been directly engaging with the Naga political groups. This time around, we thought we should go through the people. Therefore, it culminated in today's meeting. We had a very healthy, homely, and very intimate meeting where everyone who were represented, the mass-based organization, all tribal ho-hos have expressed their concern on the stalemates that have taken place in the progress of our talks between the negotiating parties, that is, the NPGs and the government of India. So there was a strong feeling that the talks must pick up again. And this time, we, the House, wish that the government of India too comes out seriously and that the talks should be alleviated to the level of at least a senior minister at the union government's level, and that an interlocutor, a proper interlocutor, should be appointed again for our talks, as it used to be. And that initiatives should be made to pursue an end to our long drawn, too long drawn political dialogues, the byproducts of which, if kept unresolved, will take a toll, a heavy toll on both the sides, that is, on the government of India as well as the state and the people, the Naga people. So it was from this angle that organizations came together to collaborate and continue to make their best efforts, put in their best efforts to see that talks are held in earnest and a proper conclusion is drawn to this end. The House also extended a request and appeal to all our national workers to sink their differences and reach an understanding, see eye to eye, and try to make a single a single document and a single approach to the government of India, so that we leave no room for confusion or any unwanted maneuverings in between. This is the beginning only, and we hope to see more such consultative meetings. In our context today, it is the ceasefire agreements with the present Naga political groups. There we are given to understand that there are five groups which are in ceasefire with the government of India. And the rules that binds them should be properly implemented. This is one grave concern which has been expressed by many organizations and individuals when it came to the random free movement of certain cadres in, in the cities, in the towns and villages. So it has vitiated the very atmosphere, which is not good for our peace in the long run. So apprehensions are that unless the ceasefire ground rules that are monitoring the groups that have entered into it, unless it is implemented in total in letter and spirit, it will be counterproductive for all of us. That is the ceasefire we need. One apprehension was that recognizing too many groups and entering into too many ceasefire agreements is not conducive for our talks and our situation just now. So far from recognizing more or entering into further ceasefires, we wish that government of India scales down. To a great extent, I think that that matter lies with the government of India, because it is not the state government or the people of this Naga people who have propped up these groups, but by way of entering into any kind of agreement, they have indirectly recognized their existence as an entity. So I think the creators know best what to deal and how to deal with this. That has been, it's not a new offer, and that has been doing the rounds ever since the last talks that the CNI have had with them back in 2015, I believe. So even today, the government harps on this from time to time, that we should accept only what is possible, demand and accept what is possible just now, and leave the rest to posterity, and through democratic forms, the other unresolved issues should be handled and tackled eventually. In fact, today also, this transpired in the meeting where our chief minister had delved at length on this particular issue and praising the congregation that we should become more practical and try to accept what is available just now and not try to push our demands too far if they are not possible just now. Then we have to understand the situation. That is where it was. You're familiar with it because I briefed you earlier. Now, as I said, this is the first consultative meeting of the PSC after we have embarked on this approach. It's a new approach. So, for the representatives of the organizations today, it's an introduction for the first time. And we have to go slow. We cannot just impose it on them suddenly or bulldoze our way through. People have to understand what we are trying to do, appreciate it also, then the collaboration will begin. So I said this is only the first. Many more will follow in this approach. Uh, in the first place, I think he doesn't have that status. He is only a representative of the government of India. If I'm not mistaken, the representatives of the Home Ministry. Hmm. So he has not been extended the title of interlocutorship. Uh, Mr. R.N. Ravi, our former governor, was the last, and we don't have any interlocutors after that. Yeah, A.K. Mishra is a representative. Uh, we have come a long way, and you are keeping track of the events better than anyone else. You know how it started at the highest level, prime ministers, in a third country, outside of the Constitution of India, and all those. But over the years, we have seen its scale coming down lower and lower. It is no more in a third country. All talks are held within the Union of India. And after the last signing of the framework agreement, I don't suppose any group have had any discussion at the Prime Minister's level. And it has always been only at the interlocutors level. And today, after A.K. Mishra was appointed, he is only a representative of the Ministry of Home Affairs, MHA. So we want it to be alleviated again, at least to that of our ministers, union ministers level. That is what we say.
Sir, does the state government have anyone in mind that might also propose
For the
interlocutorship?
no, we leave it completely at the disposal of the center. That
Sir, also one more thing.
I'm sorry, I am not aware of that because I reached Kohima from Delhi only last night, very late, because of today's meeting. So I'm not aware of that news. But anyhow, that is the stand of the government of India ever since 31st October 2019. That had been the stand of the government, that all talks have concluded and now different level or different aspects of talks should start. I think that is not new to us, we understand. So it's only natural that when it was conducted under his interlocutorship, he will stand by what he has done. See, this is exactly the reason why we say we will leave that approach to them. All these years of engaging in talks to them, pleading, appealing, requesting them to come together, it has not yielded any desired result. So we're turning our directions to the people now. And exactly like how you're questioning me, we are putting this issue in front of the people, saying, what shall we do? All these years, decades together, our appeals have not yielded any results. And till this morning, they continue to maintain parallel stance. Now, if this continues, then where is our future? And nothing of a solution is in sight. So, do we still endorse their stand and wait for them, eternally to come together? Or should we say that we have spent a lot of time trying to pursue them? So now the people should decide whether we should take the lead in trying to make them come together by studying their blueprints, their documents, the blueprints, and trying to arrive at a neutral level somewhere. then approach them with a collective stand and a broad consensus after we have arrived at it. So this is the twist, the turn that we are making in our approach. This is the difference. I hope you got it clear now. See, we're anxious because things cannot keep on being like this. People are tired of waiting, and all persuasions are not yielding the desired effects. So now, if they say that the talks are ultimately not for themselves, which we don't feel it is, but for the people, then the people have to also say something here, because this quarrel or these differences have cropped up for our sake, for the people's sake. Both have the interests of the people at heart. Both want to put forward their best approach, to give the best to the people, maybe. So, in their search for a solution with the best that they have developed differences, and they're maintaining two stands, which somehow is not auguring well for the entire talks, for them, for the people, nor for the with whom they are negotiating, the government of India. So, what do the people say? What would they like to say, and how would they approach this? That is where we are. Uh, many presentations have been made, and we have received many suggestions also. I think the PAC, the government, will take some time in studying these documents and also analyzing how far new suggestions have been put forward and how to go by. But certainly it has the government's topmost priority, so it should not take too much time. And the House, yeah, please.
When will the PAC meeting happen?
That will take some time, I think. After, as I said, we study these documents, we may collectively decide again whether we should immediately go to them or not. We have been with them for so many years. So whether one meeting with the people is enough to go back to them or not, it may not be sufficient. Yeah. So the House resolved on these 4 points, and unanimously these resolutions were adopted, for which we are very grateful to everybody who came. And we'll slowly start picking up our activities from this respect again. I think all the organizations attended. 60 members, due to some exigencies, some ministers and MLAs could not come, a handful of them. Otherwise, both MPs, both deputy chief ministers, speaker, deputy speaker, advisors, MLAs, all came, and there were very good suggestions from our honourable members also towards the end.